Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the extended reading for Libra. So I was just thinking about how I just did the Leo seasonal reading, and it was referring to an energy that once it touches you, it helps to facilitate. It's like an anxious energy, an energy of nervousness, like it's in the pit of your belly type of thing. It's in your gut. And what it was referring to was, once that energy touches you, you'd be able to essentially go through a transformative process in which you find your like true strength. That's what the Leo seasonal reading was talking about. And it seems like you, Libra, are actually helping to facilitate this process. So, you might not necessarily be experiencing it for yourself, like, that energy touching you. It was showing up in the seasonal reading as the Nine of Swords, but you are experiencing its effects almost by, is that like by proxy? You are experiencing its effects. So it seems as though the whole point of this reading for you, Libra, is to show that you are having an effect. So, you might be sitting in a place where you know that you are in your power. You know that you are this person that people can come to and express themselves, and you know that you're able to bring them back into balance, all of that stuff. You kind of see the results, if you will. You see the initial results for the work that you're doing, but you're not understanding the scope, the magnitude of like your impact on other people's lives. And a part of this impact has to do with that transformational energy that you're able to help coax. It's almost like you're like a coach or a leader. You are a leader of some sort, and you're helping to coax them into their fullest strength, into their fullest being. So this second part of the reading seems to be like, this is the part that you're not seeing. This is the part of your impact that you're not able to see because, well, you're not there to witness it, essentially. And so it's like all of this is wanting to be relayed to you because, well, you are a part of the collective. So you are experiencing this transformational energy in the season of Leo. It's just, it's like you're not getting it's happening for you as well, just not in the same way that it's happening for other people. Um, like, and so that's why all of this is being brought to you, so that you know that you you know you're this is happening for you as well. Like you're also, well, and that's what we were talking about here earlier with this Four of Swords, is that you've been through this process. So you know what to expect, and you also know what's on the other side of it because you've already gone through it. I'm actually being reminded that today is the Lionsgate portal. And so Perhaps this is actually like maybe their first Lionsgate portal that they're experiencing, and you're a seasoned portal hopper. So you're a seasoned portal hopper, and and to you're helping to bring others into that as well. You're helping to facilitate their transition. Okay, so you've helped this emperor to restore himself to his fullest, from a place where he was in the darkness, experiencing a lot of grief, right? And you've helped to restore him to his, fullest strength, fullest power, all of the beauty that comes with being the emperor, being in control of your life, also being in control of like your emotional realm as well, because a lot of this seems to have to do with the emotions too. Because the emperor is all the kings, right? So bringing it's coming through as like reminders of your strength, reminders that 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 he actually is the master of his domain. So you're doing all of that for him, right? And then I'm sure it's like you're just going about your day, right? You're going about your life's experience in a it's like it's coming through as you never really know what the next adventure is. It's like you're just in it. You're in the adventure. And so when things like this pop up, it's like you accept it wholeheartedly, because you know that there is that that it wouldn't be coming to you if it wasn't meant for you to assist. And you don't necessarily know ahead of time, especially with this moon card, you don't necessarily know ahead of time what that assistance might look like. Well, and that kind of makes sense because, all the people that you're acting for in this justice energy, they're all different. There's a wide spectrum of of experiences, and that's what this scale is talking about. This spectrum is very wide, and of course it's like it can go back and forth too. So all of that knowledge that you have and the experience, I mean, you're in a major arcana, so you've mastered this. So now it's like you're able to help others, to bring them to this state, to their original state. I'm noticing that he has an ankh on his, I don't even know what you call those things. Bracelet? Not a bracelet. It's got a specific name. But he's got an ankh, and it's making me think of Ma'at, Egyptian mythology, the heart weighing as much as a feather. So, and that's talking about purity. Weren't we talking about purity? I feel like we were. I feel like we were talking about purity with the moon card. I can't remember, but I distinctly remember. So it's like you're able to bring them back to their heart back to a pure state. Oh, that's really beautiful. So the the second portion of this reading is what you're not seeing. So the impact of this experience that you've gone through with this emperor, it's coming through as like a pay it forward type of thing. So you gave you gave this emperor this coal. And I was referring to this coal being able to be transported to different areas and then set fires there and set fires over here. So, well, the setting of the fire is like the fire within your soul. So the heart fire. And definitely the heart fire, because this emperor has taken this coal to another person. And this is the part that you're not seeing. This is the impact that you are not seeing, is that when they've taken that coal to this magician here, they're lighting, you see how this, hang on a second, with that Ace of Pentacles, they're lighting it within like someone else's heart space. It's like there's a nugget or something. I don't necessarily know if it's something that you've said. It doesn't really seem like it's something that you said. It seems like they've kind of found it for themselves, but you needed to point it out, right? You needed to point something out to them. And then it's like once they have that, then they run with it. But whatever it is, now this magician has it too. So it's like someone else that this emperor knows, you know, they're suddenly looking like family, right? It's like they've taken it to their family. Because now I'm seeing in my mind's eye, I'm seeing all of the four wands. I don't know why I'm seeing four wands. Because the magician, for me, whenever I see 1111, I think of four wands, and that tells me, not four wands, but like the aces. It's all aces, which is the magician. They have all of the aces. That's interesting too, because the emperor, he has all aces as well, right? He's mastered all of the elements. The magician is like in the process of mastering all of these elements. So they've taken this coal and transported it to someone else. Oh, this is fascinating, because I just said in my mind's eye, and she's actually touching her mind's eye, and using that to, it's like it's the initial stages. It's coming through as like an initiation. It's like whatever you've given this emperor, they're passing it forward and initiating. It's like they're initiating other magicians. And so the third eye, for whoever this magician is, it's like that's where their initiation process is beginning. It's like that spark has been lit inside their heart, and they have all of this. So they're initiating their third eye with whatever this, it looks like a bowl of incense. It's making me think of like, well, yeah, resin, incense, those types of things that provide a scent, that it's like that scent, especially with this Luna moth here. The Luna moth comes through as something that is enticing, something that it's like you catch a whiff of it and then you want to follow it. It's mysterious, it's alluring, it's the moth. So it has a sense of something kind of paranormal. Well, it's a little bit magical. It's something unknown. It's very unknown. And when you catch it, it's like it quickly escapes the grasp of the magician, and so that's what leads them to follow the moth. And because it's the moth, and because it's the activation of this like third eye and all of the incense and everything, it has a lot to do with the psychic realm. So like it's like a peering into the psychic realm, an initiation into peering into the psychic realm. It's beginning with a third eye activation, and then now all of a sudden we have this moth. So there's a little bit of a supernatural or paranormal it's coming through as like a paranormal investigation, like using your like this one is now all of a sudden using their psychic abilities, their powers to be able to do some type of it's coming through as like an paranormal investigation. So they might actually be like trying to communicate with spirits, especially with all the incense, because I was speaking of resin, and resin for me awakens the spirit communication, at least in my own practice. I use resin to awaken spirit communication, and that's what this is. And so whatever has been found out in the initial process with this emperor, we could even be talking about something like with the Five of Cups and grief. Like, I'm not seeing it here represented in the cards, so it might be something that's happened in the past. But with this grieving energy, there might have been an actual like a death, right? And then this one is coming to you to help bring them back into balance. And then they bring whatever they've learned, whatever the emperor's learned in that the releasing and the falling apart and then the restoration. It's like they're bringing it to someone in their, this is so fascinating. They're bringing it to someone, it seems like it's in their family that is now utilizing whatever the emperor has lit a fire. It's like they've lit a fire in their heart, and now all of a sudden there's like an initiation process where they're wanting to communicate. They're wanting to communicate with the spirit realm. And that makes me think that they're wanting to communicate to whoever had like passed away in the past, in the it's like they're wanting to communicate with them. And I think they are. Because what's happening next is this empress. This empress shows up. So we have that magician, right? They're awakening, they're initiating their third eye, they're awakening their psychic abilities, they're lighting the resin so that they can communicate with the moth, with the spirit realm through the moth energy. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Because the moth is the one who can travel through the darkness and pinpoint a light. It's that small pinpoint of light, right? So when they're getting there, when they're getting to that light, after following this trail that the moth has left for them, they're finding themselves with the empress. And the Empress is the Empress today is characterizing herself as it's very matriarchal. So this could be an ancestor that is a matriarchal energy for this family. So we could be talking about a mother, a grandmother, a great great grandmother, like all of the like I mean I don't know specifically who or what that is, but I'm actually thinking the images that are coming in my mind are it's a Disney movie. It's called Coco, and their ancestor, their matriarchal ancestor, was the one who gave Miguel's little boy who finds himself, he just followed a trail. That's what this is. He followed a trail and found himself in the underworld. And it was, excuse me, his grandmother actually that gave him like a flower petal that would help to bring him back into his reality, his world. And that's what this is referring to. It's like they're that this whole process, the impact Libra that you're not seeing is that you've kind of helped and like by proxy helped initiate someone else's psychic awakening, and now they have an ability to communicate. They're communicating with their ancestors. They are with the Two of Cups that's following after the Empress. Is like they are establishing a harmonious connection with those that are beyond the veil. Oh, this is so gorgeous because I'm seeing this sword here as someone who is on either side. You see that there's a veil here on either side of the veil. And then there's that strength again. So this emperor, in the restoration of their strength, it's like they're able to bring in the information of this veil. And that information is what's assisting this one here in kind of uh, wanting to navigate through that veil. And then we have this Empress. But then this is really interesting because on the other side of this veil is this card here, is the spring. And I often talk about the spring as, it has a little bit of a scrying energy to it. So I often see this pool of water down here as it's like it's a TV screen. So if we view that the surface of that water as a veil, as like a TV screen that you could look through, it's like this is the one that's on the other side of the veil that is watching. The spring card always comes through as someone who's like watching over you. Like this person here, the one on the other side of the veil, is not necessarily taking an active role, but is always watching over those that are on from their perspective on the other side of the veil. So it's making me feel like this Empress here This one here might still be present on this side of the veil. I don't want to call it life or death because it's like that's life too. But okay, so on in this reality, on this side of the veil, this Empress might actually still be present. They might not have gone through the process of through that transformational process through the veil where they're now on the other side of the veil, the death process. So it's like this could be like a grandmother or someone that is connected that could, it's like they give like little blessings. I often see this flower as like somebody who gives little blessings. There's something going on here that's talking about how even if they're still present here in life, it's like there's a guarantee that when they transition, they will be watching over. Well, the new matriarchal, the one who then steps into that matriarch matriarchal position, so like the head, if you will. So it's coming through as like passing down that torch, like this, like passing that coal. So it's that's so fascinating. So it's like Libra, you are unaware of the impact that you're having on other people's lives. It's like, yeah, you're in the top corner of all of this. You're like helping and excuse me, and the only way that you really know how to, which is to hold space. But then all of this stuff happens after that occurs. It's like this one goes to light the coal in someone else's heart, and then that pushes them into this like psychic awareness of what's beyond the veil, and also like ancestry, and then having your ancestors like talk to you and also watch over you. It's a lot of, it's like it's a Libra, you've awakened this like family dynamic that exists here and also on the other side of the veil, and it's helping it seems like it's like a family. It's like it's helping them to process, right, this grief. It's really beautiful. All right, Libra, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for allowing me to read your energies. Until next time, I'll see ya.